With Wano finally over, we are presently in the final saga. And oh boy, Oda has been doing such a great job in let us feeling it. By putting out bangers after bangers, seriously Oda has been in his bag. And we One Piece fans have been eating good, constantly reminding us that this series is indeed peak. Hey, what's up guys, Dan Drinks Coke here. So, chapter 1060 is finally out, and what an absolute crazy of a chapter this was. There's so much to talk about, so much happened. So let's get into this week's breakdown, shall we? So I guess this week we do not get the continuation of Katakuri hitting Oven, but instead we get this amazing cover page of Luffy in his Sun God Nika form. And I like this. I haven't seen Luffy in his Gear Fit form in so long, and it's just so refreshing every time I see him like this. Anyways, we are introduced to this week's chapter titled Luffy's Dream, alongside with this amazing, beautiful double spread page with all of the Straw Hats together, full member, and this actually is reminiscent of this old cover page that we had. So we know how many times Luffy has been proclaiming that he's going to be the king of pirates. But this is just his goal. It's not actually his dream. We are in a total unknown about what his dream actually is. In fact, we actually know more about the Straw Hat's dream than Luffy's. Zoro wanting to off Mihawk and become the world's strongest swordsman. Sanji wanting to find the All Blue. Nami wanting to draw a whole map of the entire One Piece world. Usopp wanted to become a brave warrior of the sea, so on and so forth. You get the gist. We know more about the Straw Hat's dream than the actual captain, who is the protagonist of the whole damn story. And just thinking about it is just crazy, because in which series that has been running for 25 years where the readers still have no idea what the protagonist's dream actually is? We have we know about his goal, but what about his dream? And it's not over. Oda has been teasing us about Luffy's dream since as early as chapter 585, having a direct parallel to a recent chapter 966, which kinda tells us that Luffy and Roger have the same dream. Bro, what is that dream? So the One Piece fandom has been theorizing for so long about the possibilities, and one of them is that Luffy actually just wants to have a huge turn up, or actually wants to gather everyone in the world and have a massive banquet together, everyone eating good. So this week's chapter starts off with Luffy being in total denial, saying that there is no way that Sabo will ever kill Cobra in a million years, and it seems like Robin agrees with him, which is totally normal, seeing that she has been hanging out with the Revolutionary Army for the past 2 years. She says that the Revolutionary Army is against the world nobles, not just any regular kings. So why would the Revolutionary Army, why would Sabo even kill Cobra? Man, all they want to do is to bring down the world nobles and the Celestial Dragons. We then cut to Luffy wanting to set course for Alabasta, and Zoro being totally chill, cleaning his sword, saying that there's no way that they're going there. Cobra's dead, Vivi was last seen in Marydraw, so why even go there? We then cut to the Straw Hats' reaction to the news, and just seeing their reaction just super adorable. Literally, we know that they were super close to Vivi, knowing that Vivi was technically an honorary Straw Hat. Seeing Sanji cry is typical. Chopper crying about Cobra, Usopp saying that he was the best king, Nami worrying about Vivi. Man, we need Vivi back. We need her back. And then we do see Nami, Luffy, and Chopper actually want to go and save Vivi right there and then. But once again, Zoro comes in as the vice captain and says, Luffy, remember what you said about Ace that one time? And this is a reference to the end of Thriller Bark, where Luffy learns that Ace is in grave danger and that he's not going to go and save him because Ace is a strong ass independent pirate and that he has his own adventure. And Zoro says that if he trusted Ace, he should trust Vivi as well, because Vivi is a strong individual woman. But that's where I kind of don't agree with Zoro. See, comparing Ace's situation to Vivi's situation is just totally different. Ace is built different. He's the second commander of the strongest pirate in the world, has a high-ass bounty due to his notoriety and infamy in the pirate world, and he has a Logia devil fruit, the Murmur no Mi, said to be one of the strongest power in the whole world. Like, the comparison is just not fair. What does Vivi have? Obviously, we know that she's a princess, but her only fighting experience is through her as Miss Wednesday during her Baroque Works era. Like, do you see what I mean? Like, the whole comparison just doesn't make any sense. But I get it, Zoro. You're the man. And then we just get this absolutely hilarious panel of Luffy, Nami, Sanji, and Chopper just going off and insulting Zoro. Luffy calling him an Onigashima, Nami calling him Green Kaido, Chopper calling him Green Mom, which is a hilarious play on words on Green and Big Mom. And obviously Sanji just classically calling Zoro crappy mosshead, Baka mosshead. You know, just the dynamic that we absolutely love seeing with the Straw Hats, and I'm absolutely here for it. Like, imagine Zoro as Big Mom, or even Zoro as Kaido. Like, man, I genuinely just love this scene, man. This is peak, absolute peak. And this does remind me of this scene from after Alabasta when they parted ways with Vivi. And you know, I love these callbacks, man. Amazing. Anyways, Luffy says that Sabo's innocent and that all Sabo wants is to make sure that nobody's freedom is taken the way his was. Luffy then talks about how him, Sabo, and Ace swore an oath together, talked about their dream, and Luffy finally reveals his goddamn dream. He finally reveals it. Not to us though. He reveals it to the Straw Hats, unfortunately. But we do see this amazing double page, probably my favorite panel of the whole chapter, of just the Straw Hats' reaction to Luffy's dream. Like, this panel is actually so important. Years down the line, when Luffy's dream is actually revealed, everyone's gonna come back to this panel, come back to this chapter, and just realize that all the small details, all the reactions of the Straw Hats about Luffy's dream is just peak. It's just here. And the crazy thing is, at the last panel where Luffy says that that's what I want at the end of my dream, this just implies that being a Pirate King is just stepping stone for his bigger, greater goal. Oh, and apart from Straw Hats, Caribou's here in the barrel, locked up, and he probably heard everything. The fact that Caribou knows about Luffy's dream, but we still don't? Oda, come on, man. Come on. Now we cut to the second part of the chapter, and this part is gas. Spoiler alert, not really. Im-sama is in the chapter, Gorosei is in the chapter, already a 10 out of 10. But what makes this even beyond a 10 out of 10 is that we see Im-sama being a whole fucking menace. Like, he just... oh man. Let's talk about shit right now. So we are in the Navy HQ, and we do see that the Marines are currently intercepting Sabo's and Dragon's Call. And we do find out where Sabo actually is. He is in the Lucia Kingdom. Great to know that Sabo is safe and sound, huh? Anyways, we see that the Gorosei are listening into the call, and they are discussing about the Lucia Kingdom, which is one of the 8 nations that rebelled a couple days ago. And it actually makes sense as a place for Sabo to take refuge. And the Gorosei, who kind of looks like Sanji's dad or whatever, actually says that Sanji's a very unlucky man. And then we see Sabo revealing to Dragon that he did not kill Cobra. And not gonna lie, we already knew. Best boy can do nothing wrong. And then we see that the skies of Lelouch Kingdom is actually getting dark and the citizens see something floating in the air. We then see Seki, the king of Lelouch, and Princess Komane being locked up by the citizens. And they're acting like total assholes. Then cut to Sabo desperately trying to tell the revolutionary army about what he saw in Marijua during the reverie. And he saw that there was someone sitting on a throne that was supposed to be empty, which in this case we know it was Im-sama. And the Gorosei is directly ordering to cut the transporter snails because obviously they do not want anyone to know about Im-sama's existence. And Im-sama is right there, looking like a whole ass condom. He then proceeds to cross out Lelouch Kingdom off of a map. And then we pan into the Gorosei technically saying to the surveillance division that nothing happened today. Anything abnormal was ever detected. No sort of information was intercepted. And as for the Lelouch Kingdom, that country never existed. And then we see this huge blast, literally destroying the entirety of Lelouch Kingdom. And this is so crazy because we never ever had any sort of feat quite like it. And if this is just based on Im-sama's powers and not off of an ancient weapon, then this actually confirms that Im-sama is top 1. And this is kind of funny because it kind of looks like Im copied ENEL'S whole flow. And this comparison actually might not even be a coincidence. This might once again confirm and highlight the importance of Skypiea. And bruh, is this like the third fake out death that we're going to see from Sabo? But I'm pretty sure he's not dead. In fact, we do see Sabo looking at the blast towards his right side, while the citizens are actually looking upwards, which does make me absolute certain that Sabo is safe, looking at the blast from a distance. Now we're back to the Sunny. Couple days after the event, we see that they are probably heading towards a winter island. Then get this adorable scene of Chopper wearing the hat that Otama gave him, ready to go on deck. And right outside of the Sonigo, we see an eddy current popping up, which Brook does point out that it kind of looks like an afro. And as they were about to leave, Luffy realizes that there's someone trapped inside of the current. And Sanji, using his advanced woman observation haki, realizes that there is actually a woman trapped inside of the current, which makes Zoro use an attack called Bird Dance to cut the current in half, freeing the person, which is revealed to us to be Joel Bonnie, having a bounty of 320 million. This is such a crazy way to end this week's chapter, with the introduction of one of the members of the worst generation, but also one might be the most mysterious and interesting member of the worst generation. And this just hypes me up because the Joe Bonnie that we see coming out of the water is actually a child version. And we know how water technically cancels out devil fruits, right? So that would likely imply that this child version of Joe Bonnie is actually her real original form. Oda is finally going to reveal all the questions we have about her. Like, what exactly is her relationship with Kuma? And why did Akainu have goosebumps after hearing her flee from the government? And in the next chapter, we are going to see the dynamic between Jewelry Bonnie and the Straw Hat. We all know that back in Sabaody, she did quote-unquote save Zoro from a celestial dragon. But what I'm personally more curious about is to see her dynamic with Luffy, knowing that they both absolutely love food. So that's pretty much it for this week's video. There's no break next week, and give me your thoughts, guys. What do you think about this chapter? What do you think Luffy's dream actually is? Do you think Sabo is dead? What actually is Imu-sama's power? Do you like the reintroduction of Jewelry Bonnie back into the series? And for more content like this, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notification bell. You know what to do. And see you next time, guys. Bye.